nothing has changed for now. Welcome back to my channel. So in the previous video where I talked about even if you don't have bachelor's degree in nursing, that you can come over to the United Kingdom and practice as a registered nurse with your diploma in nursing. So that video got feedbacks, comments, and some people asking, haven't you heard about the white paper? Don't you think there might be an impact it might cause to the nurses coming over to the UK? So in this video, I'm here to throw more lights and also to clear your doubts. So before making that my previous video, I had conversation with NMC UK. My conversation with the NMC UK was basically to confirm if the criteria are still the same. And I got a feedback. And this feedback said that even if you don't have your bachelor's degree in nursing, but you have its equivalent, which is diploma in nursing, that you can still come into the United Kingdom to practice as a registered nurse. So as of now, nothing has changed. So that brings us to today's video, the white paper, okay? And what it might cause in terms of nurses coming over to the United Kingdom. So a lot of us might not know what this white paper really means. So on the 12th of May 2025, the UK government issued a policy document restoring control over the immigration system, and some people call it the command paper. Okay, so this paper contains reforms, changes, in terms of the net migration, the labor market, the students, visa, the adult social care visa, so many things. So this white paper contains propositions, future plans, intentions. Okay. So the UK government, they just, come up with plans, come up with, lots of propositions and present this to the parliament, to the policy initiatives. So it's just more like a consultation pool where, future plans are being put together and presented for either the parliament or people to have an idea and provide their feedbacks. So it's just, like a document presented for deliberation. So it might be approved or might not. So the aspects that I would like to, talk about in this white paper is the one that concerns the skilled worker, visa section. Okay. So the UK government is proposing that they are going to increase the threshold, the RQF threshold. And this RQF is a regulated qualifications framework. So it's more like a system used by the England, the Wales, and the Northern Ireland to categorize people's qualifications based on its difficulty or complexity. So the UK government now is saying that they are going to, increase this qualification from 3, which is A level, to level 6, which is for degree level. So if this particular part is to be implemented, this, in other words, is trying to let us know that if you don't have your bachelor's degree, you cannot come into the United Kingdom to practice as a nurse if this particular part is being approved and made a law. Okay. So, in other words, the UK government is trying to let us know that they don't necessarily need lower skilled workers into, their country. So They want people of higher skill to be able to come into their country in order to be able to, help to contribute to the society. So if, this happens, does this mean that the UK government now are telling the employers in the UK to begin to train their homegrown nurses rather than recruiting nurses from the overseas, which they did in the past years, especially when they wanted to cover for the shortage in occupation? I would also like to say that in the white paper, they also brought in something called the temporal shortage list. Guys, I would say there is always a light at the end of the tunnel because this might be the light. So, this temporal shortage list is set to be what will be mapped out for lower skilled workers, RQF level 3 to 5. Okay, so that they will be handing this over to those known as the Migration Advisory Committee. So these people will be the ones, to decide the sectors that they feel that specifically need some lower skilled workers, and that they would decide on how to bring in these, low skilled workers to be able to come into the United Kingdom and still fill in the gap. So what happens to nurses trying to come into the UK if the visa rule jumps to degree only? If you ask me personally, I think there is hope in this shortage list. Hold up. Let me explain. The white paper says jobs which might be below degree level for some diploma holders could still get visas if they are in short supply. And trust me, nurses are in high demand. Now, the catch is the NHS needs a plan to train more UK nurses, and a group called the Migration Advisory Committee would decide if nurses make the list. Hopefully, it does. Now, if it does, non degree nurses can keep coming, maybe with limits like no family members or shorter visas, or if not, then that means you have to come in with a degree. My question is, do you think nurses will stay on this shortage list? Or do you think the NHS will struggle without diploma nurses? Drop your thoughts below and let's keep this conversation going.